Well, the message I want to get across on disruption is that you have to be really careful. You have to think about when to be disruptive and why. So I always structure my thoughts in, is it because we have a disruptive business model, so your business is disruptive? Do we change the message? So do you have a disruptive message about your business, or the form? So the message is the same, the business model is the same, but you change the form of your communication, the interaction with your customer or your audience or your stakeholder. And in that you can also be very disruptive. And why do you want to be disruptive? Because you want to get attention, you want engagement of your audience. And what I think is important is to work with cognitive dissonance. So this happens in the brain. I have certain values, ideas about your product or your industry, and with your form or your message, you're going to do something that creates a little bit of a question mark, or I don't understand this, what's happening? And that's because what you see and experience doesn't fit with your current values. And what then happens is that your message sticks. So always go for cognitive dissonance that makes the message stick. But make sure the message is then on topic, on your purpose, on why you're there as a brand, as a company, because otherwise it sticks there for the wrong reasons. They may be able to recall your commercial, but not your brand name or your product. So that was the message I had today for the audience here. Yeah, always go for emotions over rationale. Well, I work in the financial services industry where we tend to talk rationally because it's about financials, right? Which are tables and numbers and plus and minus and you know, what's the bottom line? Very rational. But if you want to capture the hearts of your customers and your stakeholders, you have to talk to them on an emotional level. So when thinking of communications, then think how can I touch the heart and the soul and the mind of my audience? What do they really feel and think about our organization? And start from there. So, for instance, I used an example where people think banks are very impersonal. You know, internet, mobile, it's not personal. What can I do to make digital personal? Because then I surprise them, and then by being personal and making a real connection, then you touch, you know, upon emotion. So that's how emotion can work, and I think working with emotions is way more effective than on ratio.